Because of a letter of recommendation for college admission, Ryan Carter married me. But on the second day after our wedding, the news came that the National College entrance exam would be reinstated. 15 years later, Ryan was still full of regret. If he had waited just a little longer, he might have passed the exam on his own, and he wouldn't have lost the woman he truly loved. When I was reborn, the first thing I did was tear that letter of recommendation to pieces. The sharp sound of ripping paper echoed through the room, just like the fragile and easily broken life I had lived in my previous one. In that past life, because of that very letter, the one that gave Ryan the chance to attend college, he married me, and I in turn had exhausted all the honor and reputation of my father, a heroic soldier. The Carters and my family were neighbors. His family was poor, and my parents, being soft-hearted, often helped them. Ryan and I grew up together. He looked gentle and scholarly, fair-skinned, quiet, and studious. Nothing like the mischievous boys in the village. It was only natural that my young heart fell for him. Our two families found it reasonable to arrange our engagement early, and I believed we would live happily like that for the rest of our lives. That belief shattered when Emily Johnson appeared. She was a young intellectual from the city, beautiful, radiant, her bright smile dazzling everyone around her. With just a few casual words, she made the calm and composed Ryan blush and fumble awkwardly. People around us said they were a perfect match, while others looked at me with pity. My heart ached bitterly, yet there was nothing I could do. Just when I thought I was about to lose Ryan, the college recommendation opportunity came. My father had died in battle, and as the daughter of a fallen soldier, I was granted a special recommendation for university admission. Ryan had always dreamed of going to college, so I gave that opportunity to him. He soon distanced himself from Emily and married me. But 15 years later, they had never truly separated. On our wedding night, Ryan was busy taking care of Emily, who had fallen ill. When he went off to college, Emily also got accepted into a nearby college in the same city. The two of them spent sweet romantic days together at school, while I stayed behind in our hometown, taking care of his elderly parents and younger siblings. After graduation, Emily couldn't find a good job, so Ryan arranged for her to work as his assistant. Meanwhile, I labored in the fields from dawn till dusk, struggling to earn money. Even when I became pregnant and later miscarried, Ryan was still by Emily's side, helping her recover after she gave birth to her child. All the household chores and responsibilities were shouldered by Emily and me, while Ryan enjoyed the comfort of being cared for by two women. Still, he was too proud. Even though he gave all his affection and attention to Emily, he never divorced me, because everything he had, his education, his career, his social standing, came from that letter of recommendation I had given him. He was afraid people would say he was ungrateful that he had ruined my life. Yet deep down, he blamed me for using that letter to tie him down for life. "Lily, it's time for work," Ryan's voice called from outside the door. I quickly swept the torn pieces of paper into the drawer. It was harvest season, and everyone was busy planting wheat for the fall. When I arrived at the fields, everyone turned to look. No one had expected Ryan to suddenly announce our official engagement. And for days, the whole village had been buzzing with gossip. Emily stared at us too, her eyes full of bitterness and resentment. Ryan's expression looked uneasy. The two of them exchanged glances like lovers torn apart by fate. Pretending not to notice, I focused on my own section of the field. "Ryan," Emily's soft, sweet voice called out, "why do my seedlings keep falling over like this? Can you give me a hand?" Her face wore a pitiful, helpless expression as she looked up at him. Her pitiful expression made everyone around feel a pang of sympathy. Ryan instinctively glanced at me, then pressed his lips together and said, "I'm not finished yet. Why don't you ask someone else to help? Wait, are you hurt?" Startled, Ryan rushed over and asked anxiously, "Let me see." Emily held her pale finger, frowning as tears welled up in her eyes. "It's nothing. The rice seedling just cut my finger a little." "How could you be so careless?" Ryan said, reaching out to look at her hand. But when he noticed the curious eyes of the people around us, he pulled his hand back awkwardly and turned to me instead. "Lily, Comrade Emily injured her hand. Could you take her to get some medicine?" He deliberately used a stiff, formal tone to cover up the concern in his voice. "Sure," I said without looking up, continuing my work. Ryan hurriedly led Emily away. Before leaving, Emily threw me a quick glance